Hi, and welcome to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I am your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins. I am a modern mystic, and I am here to share with you the beautiful wisdom and stories from women that desire to lead their lives inspired by the divine within them. The divinely inspired woman is devoted to walking the path of her soul's calling, tuning into the divinity within to navigate life with ease and grace through all circumstances. She cultivates beauty in her daily life. She is here to share the most authentic self each day through thick and thin. So I hope you enjoy our show today and that you will leave with an infusion of inspiration for your soul and for your day and living your life. Hello and welcome again to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins, and today I have a beautiful guest with me. I have Lais, is that how you say? Is it Lais Stephan?
Lais, yes.
Lais Stephan. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
And she is a Brazilian German healer, a space and land clearing expert, and channeler for Mother Earth and the divine. Yes. Beautiful. She's the author of Universe in You, 11 Steps to Co-Create the Life You Desire. Beautiful. And a poetry collection, When a Wild Woman Rises. Ooh, I love your words. She assists women with remembering who they are by peeling away the layers of trauma and generational blockages. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love this. So welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the introduction and your time and all of it.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. So tell our audience a little bit about what inspired you to do this podcast, and yeah, let's start with that.
Just the title of your podcast was like, oh my God, I love it. I have to be on it. I'm so honored to even be invited. And it just describes me, my whole essence, right? This divinely inspired. I feel like every day I am divinely inspired and have been since my spiritual awakening over a decade ago now.
Okay.
And it's such a beautiful journey of, even when we are suffering or having dark moments, to even then find that divine inspiration or that divine communication. And so, for me, divinely inspired is not always, I'm always happy, go lucky and all of that, but really also remembering that we have access to the divine. And for me, the divine is either Mother Earth and her little helpers, nature, of course, or the divine in terms of the universe, right? Our higher self and the higher dimensional energies up there. And so, especially in the times of when I'm low or when I go through a low seasonal depression or normal depression, whatever comes in life, I never block what I call my portals to Mother Earth or to the divine up there, because that's when I communicate at the most powerful level with them. It's when I channel my poems. It's rare that I channel like powerful poems when I'm super happy, right? So it's really diving into the pain and the suffering and communicating with the divine that beautiful words come out. And so my portal to Mother Earth, I always keep it open by being super grounded. And that for me was the biggest journey. It's not, the spiritual awakening where you're all high up there and it's all like high vibe and I don't know what, but really the descension part of it again, like coming down and making sense of it all and embodying it. And so that portal is like huge for me, this grounded, delicious spirituality you get to practice by being so close to Mother Earth. And then, of course, the other portal through the crown chakra up to your higher self and communicating with that energy and embodying that energy. So I don't know. It's just every day I like to be divinely inspired. I journal every single day, try to be in touch with all of these energies, and yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sounds beautiful. I feel that from you when I first met you. And I can see, I know we were talking a little earlier, but that image behind you, people who are watching the video version of this on YouTube, that's where you live, right? And yeah.
Yes, for the moment, because I'm a nomad. So for me,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love being a traveling healer, to work with Mother Earth at different spots
Oh, I love that.
on
Yeah.
this planet. Be it that I activate spots, be it that I feel activated, there's always some synergy going on.
Right.
So I've been living all over the place, like really random places as well, like Azerbaijan or Thailand, Bali, all over Europe. I mean, yeah, I just love it. So for now, I'm here in Sweden, enjoying a winter by the Baltic Sea.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, I was called to be here because shortly after I don't know if you remember in the news, the pipeline that blew up in the Baltic Sea.
Okay. Yes.
It was not far
Oh.
away from where I am. So before it happened, the night I woke up with like prophetic dreams of like something is blowing up. There's like really weird energy. And then I saw the news. So I was here healing the Baltic Sea, sending healing to the entire place. And it was, tense energy for a while, I would say.
That's profound. Yeah, I feel that call to places, and I don't know. I've heard the word and I use it off and on for the work that I do, but I call it like grid working, where you're called
grid working, I think.
Grid working, to carry a frequency to a place, right? Or to take something from a place with you back to another place, right?
Exactly.
So those
It's
healing frequencies or activation frequencies. What do you feel, I guess, with the sea behind you? What kind of frequency is do you feel comes from that for you?
Oh, so I chose to be on this remote island. There's nothing here other than a supermarket. So it's really divine as it could be here. It's no collective field of like tense people. It's really just nature, wild animal. I had a deer running around to my door yesterday, I think. And the Baltic Sea just in front. It really, the element of water in general just balances my emotions. I'm so in touch with my emotions over here. And I think my channel has never been as clear as here, because it's just, when they speak about the new earth and new earth energies, I just feel like I'm here. It's just,
you're already there. Yeah.
It's definitely on the island. It's here.
Well, I sure hope that some of you will check out the picture on the YouTube channel, because it is, I can feel that energy. It's very soothing.
It's alive. It's just so alive here, the nature elements.
Yeah. Are you do you do photography?
I used to, yes, I had like a professional camera. I still have it, but it's in storage. And now I just have my iPhone, but I love photography. I think it's a mindful practice when you're really zoning into the beauty and then you capture it. And I love looking at those images.
Yeah, sure. I love looking at images of nature. I'm always, it inspires me, nature. So I really feel a lot of what you do. And I wonder, what do you feel about, let's see how I can word this. Oh, it's coming through to me, so I'm just bringing in from the field. How do you feel about your work? Like, what was the biggest challenge for you to get to this point of being such a clear channel for the earth?
Great question.
But I know we can unpack it slowly or not at all. It's up to you.
I think there's always many layers to it, but I think the biggest was stepping out of group thinking. You know, I exited most of the New Age groups, and I'm not part of any groups. I like to meet people like in different places, not just, you know, like one place. I think maybe because just when I started my spiritual awakening, I was part of this, and I had many energy healers and many different schools that I went through. But there was this one place that was just almost cult-like, and the guy ended up being like a predator, teacher. And it was just so much group thinking there. And then, you know, when you go to all these different Facebook groups, and let's face it, there is something called toxic spirituality or toxic New Age bypassing, I don't know what. And people just parrot one another, and there's just so much, you know, group thinking going on. So I made the conscious decision to not be part of any Facebook groups, New Age groups. And I wanted to sound like myself. I wanted to find my own voice, my own poetic voice, my own spiritual voice. And of course, like everybody else, I go through spiritual awakening. You read the books that were back then, 10 years ago, like Neil Walsh, I think he was called, Conversations with God, or whatever else other books were out there. But then you start unlearning everything again that you learned.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been unlearning everything that I was taught, and like really questioning spirituality as a whole and the New Age stuff, and just really peeling back to my own core and defining for myself, how do I want to live this, and what is my voice in this, and how do I show up, how do I communicate? And I'm still on this journey. I mean, you know, I think it's a long journey.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spiral, right? You keep getting deeper and deeper spirals into your true authentic self. I really relate to what you're saying too. It's like you go through periods of, you know, being mentored, right? Being mentored, and then you have to at some point exit that field of right, that collective field, or, you know, that mentorship, and really come back, like, what did you embody from that experience? What is actually true for you? And then begin to live your life from that place. So I really love that you shared that piece for people. What do you, I mean, for people who are, you know, we have a diverse audience here listening, you know, if people haven't, maybe they're just beginning into the spiritual awakening, do you have any, I would say, any wisdom around that, you know, that you went through, that, you know, just helped you to stay with it?
Yes, oh my God. Again, there's so much, we could talk hours about this.
Right, I know. I know you have a book.
Yes. I mean, I would say I came into this, like many, through the dark night of my soul, like really feeling lost, depressed, like really burnt out on a spiritual level, like not knowing what is my life purpose, what am I here for? Like, I felt like such a lost and ugly worm, unloved and lost in this world. And through my spiritual awakening, suddenly I thought, oh my God, I know everything now, you know, finally everything makes sense. And then now, a decade later, there were several other dark nights of the souls. So it's not just like one thing and then suddenly you're enlightened, not at all. So for me, it's really like a spiral. As you say, I go up and down again. Every time, of course, it goes deeper.
Right.
You know? My roots are huge now, like my energetic roots. When I ground to Mother Earth, that was not possible when I started. So you just start floating around up there, thinking all that is the universe, and manifesting, and
right,
all the New Age vocabulary. I don't know, but there's so much more to this journey, and many dark moments, and coming out of it and learning more and more things. I think that's one wisdom for sure that I can share, that spiritual awakening is just the start of a whole journey of different
Right.
spiritual awakenings. And then, yeah, as I said, it's like not just connecting above and feeling like finally understand everything, I know everything. Actually, my journey was that I'm okay with not knowing anything. Like I can truly say I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
further I go, the less I know, and it's okay. Yeah. It's like you go through the spiritual narcissism, and I want to talk more about this in the future. The spiritual narcissism is just so prevalent everywhere. You go through that, through your spiritual awakening elements of it, and then some people stay with it and develop that further, and other people have a rough awakening and they get humble again and ground themselves a bit.
The grounding, right? Yeah. The trust.
Yes.
Trust. I'm hearing you say, trust that it's natural to go through the dark and the light cycles as you awaken.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And you actually awaken and you realize that you don't need to know anything.
I know nothing about anything. Seriously, it's like
know anything, right? You know in your heart, but you don't need to understand it in your mind anymore. Is that, at least that's what I'm kind of feeling as you speak. Mm-hmm.
The beauty of the simple things. It's like simplicity. Like every year I become more humble, more simple. I mean, I live from things that fit into one car because we drive around and move, and so everything I own is in one car.
Wow.
And I couldn't be happier. I don't need 1 million things in a house, and I'm just so humbled and happy to have the things that I have that fit into one car, and my dog and my partner, and that's it.
That feels like, is it the simplicity that allows you to be grounded because you're there's not so many distractions out in the
I don't have
trying
many
to
distractions.
Yeah, so those are a couple. Those are some beautiful pearls of wisdom to share with people who are just beginning, or maybe are at a new spiral, right at the beginning, starting a new spiral of deepening in and wanting to trust that things are going to work out.
One more thing I would like to share is because there's this common knowledge that once you go through spiritual awakening, that suddenly everyone else who is asleep is toxic and you have to get away from them.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this way. Of course, there's always like something super toxic and maybe one person we really don't want to see anymore. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be this huge separation suddenly that you go away and everybody else is not good enough anymore and you lose all your friends and all the connections you had. It doesn't have to be this difficult. So,
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still be who you are with an added bonus of a spiritual being, of course. But it doesn't have to be that rough of an awakening, I would say. You
don't have to cut yourself out of
you
what's organic, right? Yes. The organic nature of connections with people. That is challenging though for for people, because until you, at least in my experience, until I started to feel really comfortable with my shift in how I see the world, I was afraid to be around people who maybe didn't think the way that I did. And so it took a long time. And so what I hear you're saying is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if, just allow it to be natural. Allow the connections to come and go as they need to, right? Like, yes.
And some friendships you won't be discussing anything spiritual with them. I have high school friends who never left the town and who never developed any sort of like questions around what else is out there, and you just have a grounded conversation with them, which always brings me back again to being rooted and being human. There's so many connections. And we can get so many different things out of them. It doesn't always have to be just spiritual connections that we harbor.
Right. human connections, right? Just compassion,
Yes,
humanity,
just
being
let's
with
meet
one
each other
another.
where we are at, and everybody has their different lifestyles and opinions, and yeah.
Let's just enjoy a nice meal, or share a
Yes.
conversation. We're mammals, right? We're social.
Yes.
We need to be that, we need that connection energetically. So that's another beautiful piece of wisdom for people. So tell me a little bit about the work that you do out in the world. Because I know
Well,
you
I'm busy. And there's a lot of work that I'm not being paid for, which is, of course, the grid work that you mentioned beforehand, all the healing of the lands and the earth, and those kind of land healings and Mother Earth stuff that I absolutely love and adore. Like I would never give that up.
Yeah.
And then with humans, I work with women, and I help them unpack all the traumas, be it from this life, be it from their past lives, be it from their ancestors. I have this, I will call it a gift. I can see, I have visions of what happened in their past and how this is affecting their present moment, like the negative patterns in their relationships to other people, to themselves, to their jobs, business, whatever. I can see clearly what's blocking them to be who they are, or to step up, to be more visible, or more confident in themselves and their gifts, or even unpacking those gifts. Some people don't know yet what are their gifts and how to embody these gifts. So it's a whole lot of the onion, unpeeling all these different layers of the onion and going deeper to the core. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And do people work with you? Like, do you find that you spend just one time with them, or do you work with people, mostly longer term?
Mostly longer, simply because I know for myself, when I went through my healing process, I thought it would take 1 month. I went to Thailand to enroll in different courses, and I ended up staying 1 year because it was just so much coming up for myself. So I want women to have the same experience, to really have a transformation versus, just a few tips here and there, and then that's it, bye-bye. And I also like to have this relationship of trust, and trust isn't like right there at the, one session, that the client really trusts you and allows you to work on a deep level, especially when it comes to trauma.
Yeah.
So it's a relationship that needs to be built. The trust needs to be there, the faith and everything. And it's a journey. Yeah.
A journey with you. Oh, I'm lucky people who get to work with you. I can feel that I don't know, you have a very angelic energy about you, an earth angel of sorts.
Thank you. It's funny you say that, because I remember being a spirit guide just before this lifetime. And it was so hard to get through to people, it was because people's minds are busy. They don't receive anything, like any guidance or love, or I don't know. So I know I came back because you can make more of an impact in a body on earth than in the unseen world. But I do fantasize about, being unseen again and just doing visible work, as I call it, because it's not easy to be on earth. It's
no. It's not.
Sometimes I freak out and post something on Facebook. It's like, you fuckers, why don't you come down here, right?
Right? Come and walk, boots on the ground, right? And do that.
Yeah, exactly. What's the problem?
Learn to inhabit your human body and love it, enjoy it, and do the other stuff too. But very much.
I love the humor, with spirituality. I like to laugh a lot about it and not take things so seriously. And my God.
You're here to enjoy, to be light. Lightness. Bring in that lightness of heart. So I know we've touched on this, and I just want to come back to it. I know you have a book and some poetry, and I want to ask you a bit about that in a second. But your 3 portals that you take, that I suppose you live by connecting to those 3 portals, and then you share it with, other people. Would you like to talk about that a little bit more?
Sure. I call them portals, but really they are chakras, right? So my root chakra is my favorite portal. That's the one that I root to the core of Mother Earth, and I just like to spend some time there. And the other portal is the crown chakra, linking to my higher self and the higher dimensions. And the third portal is my heart space, and that's really being inspired by people and by their stories and their obstacles they faced, and there's just their stories. I love the stories that humans share with me and the why behind their actions or the things they say. So these human connections through the heart space. Even though I'm an absolute introvert and hermit, I like to connect to people one-on-one, so not in a huge group setting, but I like to understand people on a soul level, and that's obviously only through the heart space.
Okay, beautiful. So the chakras are the portals, and those 3 are the ones that you find most pleasure working with here in this embodied state. I got it. Okay. So then I'd like to hear a little bit about your book that has the 12, is it 12 steps or
11.
11. Yes. Oh, maybe. Yes. I'm adding in a bonus one.
Maybe I should add one.
So the 11 steps. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, that's a self-help book, and it goes through 11 steps to help you co-create something that is meaningful to you. It can be any goal. You set your own goal. It can be improving yourself or your connection to yourself, to your higher self, or something more tangible, like, I don't know, getting a better job. I don't know, but you go through 11 steps. There's recorded meditations that you can download and go through them to connect to this divine energy that helps you, because it's a co-creation. You're not here alone, right? It's to get people out of I can do it all alone mode and into co-creation mode. And it's written in a funny, lighthearted, humorous way in the voice of the universe. So it's fun to read as well. It's not like this, some spiritual texts, they're so heavy in vocabulary that I don't even understand. And this is really easily written, and it's short and fun to read, I would say. And the meditations, though, are very powerful. They have healing embedded in them and activation codes. And so, so it's a nice little book to co-create something that is meaningful to you.
That sounds wonderful. I'll have to check it out, and I'll make sure that we have a link for people to find that.
Thank you.
In the text for the podcast. And so in your poetry book, the
poetry book. Yes, so that is me questioning everything. Like, as I said, like spirituality, what does it mean? Even my nationalities, I'm half Brazilian, half German, and I don't feel like either now, because I'm such a world traveler. I feel like I'm part of the world, but I cannot even feel German or Brazilian, even though I did a lot of decolonizing of my soul because of my German heritage, and my Brazilian one, I believe, comes from Portugal, which also has the colonizer energy. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm questioning everything in this book, how I want to show up and how to work through depression and how to come out of it again, questioning my roots, my ancestors, like that's all powerful. The stuff we have to deal with, but also a gift, of course, because without them we wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a lot of working through stuff, I would say, and just being raw and vulnerable, and putting it out there in the book.
That sounds very powerful. very, I think just hearing that, I got chills because
Mm.
I'm going through that process too. I think it's continual sometimes. It's like a
Mm.
new layer, and my mixed heritage too, and the conflicts
Mm.
between, my bloodlines with this.
Oh
I have
yes, you
the
were
Spanish,
Spanish. Yes.
and then the indigenous blood
Yes.
that I have. And so yeah, so wow, I'm gonna have to check that one out too. You've got some jewels for people. I'm grateful that you came to share your wisdom here with us today. And
No,
so
thank you.
as we come to the end of our time, is there anything else, any burning desire for anything else that you'd like to share with people?
I just think radical self-acceptance for wherever you are on your journey, whether you're feeling like shit right now or you're feeling really good. Just always practice radical self-acceptance, because life changes every single minute almost, and we have to detach ourselves from our expectations and how we want things to go, because it rarely does. So just be in the present moment, accept where you are right now, and you're beautiful. That's it.
Yeah, life is a gift.
It is. It's a journey. It's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you for that. And how can people find you? How can they learn more about you? I will have the books, but do you have any other way they can connect with you?
There
Social media?
Yes, social media. I'm everywhere on social media. I have my website called abundanchicks.com. I think those are the main ways they can find me. Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope everybody receives some divinely inspired wisdom here today. Thank you so much for being with us here. Yeah, you're really are, like I said, an angelic being that came to share space here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody. Until next time, please be open to divine inspiration in your daily life. And just feel the beauty that can come through that for you. So thank you. Bye-bye. Much love. Hi, I'm dropping in. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Divinely Inspired Woman. Again, I'm your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins, and I am so glad that you joined us here today. I hope you left with some soul food to inspire your daily life. And if you would like to learn more about my work, please check out my website, patriciawaldhopkins.com, and you can find out more about my divinely inspired practice and tools. So, thank you again. Have a beautiful day. Reach out to me at patriciawaldhopkins.com. That's patriciawaldhopkins.com. There's no hyphen between Wald and Hopkins. And I would just love to hear from you and see if this is a good fit. So thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.